Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. Today we are going to paint a magical witch's hat with acrylic paints, so let's get started. I'm going to start with a size 4 flat brush. And I want to build up the brim of the hat first. So let's make a dark shadow. I'm going to take some of this phthalo blue with a little bit of black and a little bit of the purple. That'll create a really dark shadow, and we'll put that in underneath this brim of the hat. Adding purple and some blue. And we want it to be a little bit more blue on this side and then a little bit more purple on the left side. So I'm going to take some purple and bring it down on this left side. And then some of the blue, bring it up along the right side. Then we want to get a little bit lighter. Let's add some of this gray in here. And the gray has some white in it, so it's going to lighten the paint. Bring that around this edge. Then over around here. Can get a little bit darker. I'll add some of that dark color in. Okay, and then I might go back to the purple. And we can add some gray to lighten this purple. Start bringing it around this edge. And then I want to get lighter. So let's put some white in here. And then we'll take a little bit of white and bring it on this right side. Just bringing it in and allowing it to blend right on the page. And then over here, I'm going to mix a lighter purple, grab purple and white, mix that together, then start bringing that around. Then let's take some blue and some white and maybe a little bit of gray as well. And try to get a muted blue color. Let's bring some of that around this side over here. Then I'm going to pick up some of the purple. And then bring that purple around the front. Try to get a crisp edge if you can. Okay, you might have to add a little bit more water onto the brush if you want to allow things to blend a little bit better. Okay, so that's a good base there. Now let's switch to a size 0 round brush, and I'm going to work on the belt area. Let's take some of this dark brown, and I'm just going to outline that so we have sort of a strap right here. And then I want to go around the buckle with this burnt umber. Okay, and now we want it to get lighter, so I'm going to take some of this burnt sienna color and put that in the center and allow it to mix together. Let's take some of this yellow, mix it with the burnt sienna, and then put some of that in as well in the center. That's going to give us a color variety. A little bit of a beige. I think I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to take a clean 0 round And that's just going to take some of that black paint out of the equation that was in my other brush. This is going to help me get a nice, intense, rich color that doesn't have the black in it. Then I'm going to pick up some yellow, put a few streaks of the yellow in there. We can put some along this area as well. Okay, so now let's work on the top part of the hat. So we can start with some shadows first. And let's take, I have some of this dark blue that has some black in it. And follow along with this sketch in the description below. And start putting in this dark color for a shadow. We have that over in this section. And it's mostly on this right side. And it comes down here. Just putting in that dark shadow. You can take a little bit of black, mix that in with the purple. And remember that the black is so intense that it's going to have the tendency to just overpower even the purple and the blue. Okay, I'm putting in these shadowy brush strokes. Okay, and while that's still wet, let's switch intensity. So to do that, we can take some purple, a little bit of white, and then some of this gray. Be a little more purple. And then let's start putting that in around the shadow. It's a nice transitional color. And we will bring that in. Okay, and I'm using loose brush strokes. And now let's make a transitional color on the left. And we kind of have that already, so it's the blue mixed with some white and some gray. And let's see if we can start bringing that in while the paint is still wet. And those colors should be able to blend nicely together because they're still a little bit wet. Okay, I could bring a little bit on this right side. It's a reflective shadow. And then bring some over here. And while that layer is still a little bit wet, let's add a little bit of white. Add some more white to that. We are lightening it and creating a bit of a highlight over here now. And it will darken as it dries. Okay, and I want to bring more shadow in here. So I'm going to take some of the purple. Let's bring that down. I'm going to go around this edge here, and you could switch to a 0 round to do that. So let's put some of this dark shadow over here and also blend it into the blue. Cover up the whites of the paper. And create some nice blending and cohesion here. Okay, I'm going to switch brushes. Let's go back to the 0 round. And let's start putting in, I'm going to start cleaning up some of these edges. We'll use this burnt sienna. And And bring that down for the tip of the hat. And then I'm going to feather it in so we have some of that along this piece here. It's almost like another reflection, kind of like another highlight with this burnt sienna. So you can bring it up here a little bit. This is a color I don't often use as a highlight, but it actually works in this case. Okay, and then on the left side, let's clean up some of these edges. Just want to smooth out some of the brush strokes. And bring in a little bit of shadow. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to that flat brush and start doing some highlighting. So let's take some white and some of this purple. I'm going to bring some over here on this left side. And then some of the light blue, we'll bring that over on this right side. And let's bring some of that light blue up here. Blend it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the zero round. And now I want to, let's actually pick up a zero liner brush and bring in some more highlights. So we can take the white paint and some of this yellow paint, a little bit of the burnt sienna. I want to create a warm gold color, a little more yellow. And then I'm going to bring that around this buckle and start creating some highlight areas for that. And then let's take a little bit of white paint, maybe mix it with some blue or purple, and put some highlights on the hat. Come over this way. Then over here. I'm going to clean up this edge a little bit so that this looks a little bit more connected. And then I'm going to take some of this light color and bring it around this edge here. I think we lost a little bit of that band. Okay, so now let's put some sort of sparkles on here. So you can use a round brush for this. I'm going to take I have a 6 round brush here. So I'm going to make a really watery mix. We'll take some of the yellow, some of the white, and then quite a bit of water and create some little speckles here. I'm just tapping that brush. And then let's go back with the zero round and take some white paint. I just want to create a few. Let's actually use that zero liner to do this. That way we can get some even smaller little lines. So with this liner, you can just put a few little sparkles. Just make a cross shape, like an X shape, and that'll create some little sparkles. Okay, try to make it random. Just put it in a few different places. put some up here. Okay, so just you can pause the video and have fun with this area here and just take your time and make these little star shapes wherever you want to add them. And now we can take the 0 round brush. Let's take some of this dark brown, a little bit of black, and I'm going to go around this outside edge here of the hat. Just add some contrast here. And then after you go around the edge, you can take the 0 liner brush and we can take some of this beige color that we mixed up and put a few little highlights along that edge. And you could even bring some up along this edge here. Okay. And along this back edge as well. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of shadow along here, just to bring that contrast out a little more. Okay, and I think we will call this painting complete. Thank you so much for painting along with me. Like and subscribe for more painting tutorials. And if you want to dive deeper into acrylic painting, check out my guide in the description below, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.